You wouldn't dare.
I have that, and I find it stimulating.
In this video, I'm going to break down episode 2 and will discuss details like the painting of Harrenhal's gate next to the secret door, Prince Jaehaerys' body wrapped in the green cloth from the previous episode, etc. So stay tuned for that. Greetings, Throne Watchers. This episode was so fun to watch. There was no fighting except at the end, not many dragon scenes, but in my opinion, it was still one of the best episodes so far. Was I the only one who watched half of the episode with a serious face and the other half just giggling through it? Aegon's reign is going to be so much fun to watch now. Anyway, this episode begins with the aftermath of Blood and Cheese. They are rounding up all the servants in the castle. They try to use the hunting dogs to trace the scent of blood and cheese from Jaehaerys' pillow, but because the hallways got so crowded while rounding up servants that the dogs can't follow their scent all the way. Aegon was enraged. Was it just me who flinched when he destroyed Viserys' precious mini Valyrian structure? Now that they have removed Viserys' structure, the room looks so spacious and bright now. By the way, am I the only one who thinks that the Iron Rod, aka Jasper Wilde, is the most underrated character on the show? He has barely spoken 2 lines during this season, but both of them are brilliant. He was also able to convince Aegon to let Blood be interrogated first before he murdered him.
We would do well to ascertain if this is your sister's hand, or if there is a serpent nestled closer to our bosoms.
There were moments in this episode where I did sympathize with Aegon and Helena. When Alicent saw Aegon crying alone in his room and showing the same symptoms of anxiety that she had during her childhood, am I the only one who thinks she should have gone to him and consoled him instead of running away? By the way, just when I thought I couldn't hate Criston Cole any more than this, he proved me wrong. He broke his vow of chastity by sleeping with Rhaenyra and then Alicent, and then he had the guts to lecture Sir Arik about their white cloak being a symbol of their purity and sanctity and asking him not to sully their ancient honor. Did you notice a pattern with Cole? It is never his fault. He always finds a way to blame someone else. Just like when he felt guilty about breaking his vows with Rhaenyra, he blamed Rhaenyra, a teenage girl, acting like she forced him when she refused to throw her whole life away to live like beggars in a foreign country with him. And now that he feels guilty about the murder of Prince Jaehaerys, he blamed Sir Arik by saying the prince died on his watch, when Sir Arik was actually doing his duty and guarding the king while Cole was busy sleeping with Alicent. So Cole sent him on a suicidal mission just to show Aegon that he did something. By the way, when Blood and Cheese crossed the throne room, how did Sir Arik not notice them? As you can see here, Blood and Cheese passed right by him. So Cole did have a point, even though it was by accident and he didn't really know it. He's still a jerk though. So I think Sir Arik probably noticed them and thought they were there catching rats, like how nobles don't pay attention to servants. But shouldn't there be a fixed time for that? Like, how would rat catchers be roaming around at night? What do you think? Anyways, just like I mentioned in the Greens episode breakdown video, Aemon found the secret passage Blood and Cheese used to enter the floor. As you can see here, the secret door is right next to the gate of Harrenhal's painting. Aemon also noticed that the coins were missing and found the big copper coin that I had already discussed in my Greens trailer breakdown video. Also, is it just me, or does Aemon seem to really admire Daemon in a twisted sort of way? He said he was proud that Daemon considered him such a foe.
In truth, I am proud that he considers me such a foe.
I have said before that he seemed really impressed with Daemon when Daemon killed Waymond back in season 1. But now, Aemon seems obsessed with Daemon. He was actually happy that Daemon gave any attention to him and tried to murder him in his bed.
He seeks to murder me in my bed. He's afraid of me.
Looks like Daemon gained one big crazy fan that day. Love at first kill and all. Just kidding. Anyway, Plotter decide to take advantage of this incident and put Jaehaerys, Alicent and Helena on display through the procession, claiming this was the task of Rhaenyra. I discussed this scene 8 months ago in my plot House of the Dragon season 2 full spoiler video. You can check it out if you wanna know what will happen next in this season. By the way, it was was so much fun to watch Plotto go through all this plotting and scheming to gain the small folks' support, only to have Aegon throw it back in his face by having all of the rat catchers hanged and put on display just to punish one guilty rat catcher. Where is Plotto's speech about the second Maegor the Cruel now? It was so satisfying to finally see Plotto missing Viserys, as Viserys was so easy to control, and now Aegon is out of control. Aegon just took his first decisions on his own and he loved it. I can't wait to see his reign, especially with Sir Petty Christian Salty Pants Cole. I don't know, I'm not very good with nicknames. If you guys can think of one, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely use one of those nicknames from this point onwards. Anyways, Otto wanted everyone to believe that Rhaenyra is the second Maegor the Cruel by having the herald call her Rhaenyra the Cruel. This is exactly what Plotto did with Daemon as well, because Daemon had been the direct heir of Viserys. Plotto had everyone, especially Viserys, believe that Daemon is the second Maegor the Cruel, and he used to deliberately provoke Daemon in front of Viserys because he knew Daemon had a short temper. This is pretty obvious when you rewatch the first council meeting that Daemon attends, when Corlys supports Daemon by saying the criminal element should fear the city watch. Plotto, knowing that he had lost to this argument, immediately switches to Daemon's wife Rhea Royce just to provoke Daemon. But not even once Daemon has acted like he enjoys cruelty. He is more like Tywin, cunning and ruthless, but not a single action taken without a reason. Up until now, we have only seen him be ruthless 5 times. First, when he punished the thieves, rapists and murderers, which was practically his job by the way, and protected the realm and the small folks by making the streets safer. Second, when he killed Waymond because Waymond committed treason by insulting both Viserys and his heir Rhaenyra in public and refusing to follow his king's orders. So this act is also justifiable because in Westeros, treason is punishable by death. So he took action in defense of his king and family. Third, when he defeated the Triarchy and killed the crab feeder, he protected the merchant sailors and travelers etc. who have been getting captured, tortured and killed by the crab feeder. So once again, he protected the realm. Fourth, when he murdered Rhea Royce. As I've explained in my podcast, where I played this clip at 1/4 speed, Daemon never intended to kill her. As you can see, he took one step and since she was afraid, she either pulled the reins or clenched her legs or something, which made the horse rear up, making Rhea fall down. And as you can see here, Daemon turned and started to leave. He was not going to kill her until Rhea mocked him and his impotence, making Daemon lose his temper and kill her. I'm not trying to justify him killing her because it was still wrong, but it wasn't a pre-planned murder. Just like Aemond, Daemon also lost his temper, and as that woman said to Aemond,
that when princes lose their temper, it is often others who suffer.
And last, when he ordered Aemond's death, not Jaehaerys' but Aemond's death, because Rhaenyra had said she wanted Aemond dead. And yes, I know he wanted it as well for what Daemon had done and was happy that Rhaenyra had said it so he could actually act on it, which implies that he had been keeping his impulses in check before that. So as you can see, both Viserys and Rhaenyra bought what Plotto was selling and believed Daemon to be some kind of monster.
Think me some kind of monster.
But just like Daemon had said, he had crowned Rhaenyra himself and had faithfully served her just like he had served Viserys. I think Daemon had always loved his family, that is, his brother Viserys, Laena and Rhaenyra, and had wanted their love and trust in return because Daemon was only 3 years old when his mother, Alyssa Targaryen, had passed away and her death had shattered his father, Prince Baelon. His father had also died 17 years later, leaving Viserys as his only family left. That's why he had loved Viserys so much. He was his only family. Daemon had even gathered an army in support of Viserys during the Great Council of 101 AC. So when Daemon said he didn't order Jaehaerys' death and that he didn't want the crown for himself, and Rhaenyra said she didn't believe him, it really hurt Daemon.
No.
I don't believe you.
So Plato had succeeded in making Daemon a monster in everyone's eyes. It must have hurt Daemon a lot to see his own family believe Plato and not believe what he said. Just like I mentioned in my Daemon's Actions Explained video, whenever Daemon gets mad at Rhaenyra, he goes away from her. But despite being mad at her, he still tries to serve Rhaenyra. Just like in season 1, when he left after their fight, he still tried to serve Rhaenyra by risking his own life and singing to Vermithor to tame him for Rhaenyra's cause. Now in season 2, I think he will do the same thing. Even though he will leave after their fight, he will still try to serve Rhaenyra by taking Harrenhal in her name. Anyway, so Plato's plan of making people believe Rhaenyra had Prince Jaehaerys killed was successful as well. It was so successful that even all these years later, rumors still say that this was the task of Rhaenyra and Daemon. But as I have said in my Who is the Mastermind Behind Blood and Cheese video, I believe not just Rhaenyra but both Rhaenyra and Daemon are innocent of the murder of Jaehaerys, especially after watching this episode. Now, I'm 99% sure that my theory about the mastermind is true. It was such a brilliant plan and it played out beautifully, exactly how the mastermind wanted it. What made me believe in this theory even more are two things that I noticed in this episode. First, only blood was captured. Both Blood and Cheese had been trying to escape with Jaehaerys' head, so why only blood was captured and Cheese was able to escape? Everything was connecting in this theory except for that one serving girl. I couldn't figure out why the mastermind would leave her there when all the other servants were told to clear the hallway. Now I think it was to inform the mastermind of Blood and Cheese's arrival so they could prepare in advance to capture Blood, because Blood didn't know the truth. So even if he was tortured, he would only confess to Daemon hiring them. So they let Cheese go. And since Cheese was eventually killed when all the rat catchers in the city were hanged, probably at the suggestion of Larys, no one was left who knew the truth except for one person. That is the other accomplice in this plan. Yes, Miss Arya. In my Who is the Mastermind video, I had believed that Miss Arya was working with the mastermind from the very beginning. But after watching this episode, I believe that was not the case. When we last saw Miss Arya in season 1, she didn't have a scar on her neck, which leads me to believe that after setting fire to her establishment in season 1, the mastermind captured her, and when she refused to help him, he strangled her and tortured her until she agreed to do it. She either refused because what she was about to do would destroy Daemon, or she just didn't want to work for that mastermind. But eventually she gave in and agreed to help him. Rhaenyra decided to honor Daemon's words and to send Miss Arya to Myr. I highly doubt she would have gone so easily, or that the mastermind would have allowed her to leave. But on the way, Miss Arya saw Sir Arik on his way to the castle and informed a soldier, who probably relayed the information to Sir Arik, and that's why he ran to Rhaenyra's room yelling, "Brother!" It felt like he had just found out his twin was inside and ran to stop him. So I guess now Miss Arya will get to stay at Dragonstone without being locked up in a cell, because as I've discussed in my episode and trailer breakdown videos before, in the trailers we have seen Miss Arya talk to Rhaenyra in the library in clean clothes, and we have also seen her standing outside talking to Rhaenyra as a dragon flew in the distance. Why do you think Miss Arya saved Rhaenyra? Was it to earn her trust, and because Rhaenyra's death would have stopped the war quickly that the mastermind wanted to start, or was it because she really cared about Daemon and thought Rhaenyra's death might have destroyed Daemon, or was she just being nice by saving Rhaenyra? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And speaking of Daemon, assuming my theory is correct, at least for now, I believe that it is, I really feel bad for Daemon. He was framed here. I was wrong earlier when I said that even if he is accused of something he didn't do, he won't deny it. Maybe he only did it with Rhaenyra because she was his wife and he wanted to trust him. What do you think? Also, the death of Sir Arik and Arik was really heartbreaking. Both of the twins were way more honorable than Sir Crispy Cole. Why do you think Cole did that? By the way, I'm going to stop announcing the comment shoutouts from now on. I'll also post my episode 4 breakdown video soon. If you liked this video, please hit the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. 7 blessings to you.